Guys, you have no idea what has just happened. I've been live, well, what I thought was live on my screen for about 3 minutes. I'm wondering what the hell was going on. And I was talking through my team. No one in the chat was saying anything. I was like, are they just really paying attention to my team? And then I realised I hadn't pressed go live and I was talking to myself. So that's what you get at 7:30 a.m. I was just saying, good morning, Andy and Freddie. Great to see you two in the chat. I was just saying I got up a bit earlier than planned this morning. I had the deadline stream set for 8. I just woke up. Got in the shower, thought, I'm just sitting around waiting for this to begin, so I thought I'd go live at 7:30. The longest deadline stream I've ever done, I've repeated all these words just offline. The longest deadline stream I've ever done, but I don't think I'm going to make a transfer. Here's my team. Flecken, Trent, Gabriel, Rico Lewis, Rogers, Eze, Mbumo, Salah, Chris Wood, Solanke, Haaland. Pretty happy with it. I've got 3 routes. I've said it in all of my transfer plans and team selection videos, you name it. I've got 3 routes that I could go with this team, right? I could just do nothing. Absolutely nothing at all with it. And I think it would be absolutely fine. Of course, Bilal, of course you can ask questions, mate. I'll just run through my team and squeeze in your question when I can, mate. But yeah, feel free. So yeah, there's a route I could take where I make 3 transfers. By the way, I have 4 free transfers this week. Just for info. So I can do Trent and drop him to a 4.5-ish million defender. So I was looking at Milenkovic or Ait-Nouri. I could do that. And obviously, if I brought in Ait-Nouri, I would probably just play Aina this week because I think a reasonable chance that Forest keep a clean sheet. And then I could do Eze to Saka and Salah to Palmer. And I would say, oh, wow. Before the international break, that was looking good. But not sure if Saka's going to play this weekend. Arteta has deliberately been coy about it. So we'll see on that. And then, yeah, we got obviously Mo Salah to Palmer as well. But I don't know. It doesn't fill me with huge confidence doing Salah for Palmer. I'm just not sure. Not sure that's worth it. So yeah, that's the 3 moves I could make. I could also just do a straight swap, Eze to Brennan Johnson. However, Richarlison's back, Son is back, Brennan Johnson picked up a knock playing for Wales. I think Brennan Johnson will start, but I don't think he plays the full 90. And I just don't feel like long term you can completely rely on him being nailed to start. Whereas Eze, when he's fit, he's going to play 90 minutes every game for Crystal Palace, right? Or I could just do nothing. Those are my 3 options. And right now, I'm just going to do nothing. I do not think this team needs a transfer to it. I would say 11 out of 11 players I'm really happy with. So, yeah, probably not going to make a move. So I'm live for 3.5 hours and I'm not actually going to make a move. So, yeah, I'm happy to answer your guys' questions. Good to see you, Cortex. You're very welcome, my friend. I'm glad that you are. I'm the first face that you've seen. That's lovely. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Would you pick Wout Faes or Mazwari? So, Mazwari's back in training, isn't he? And the thing is with Man United is they just don't have any fullbacks at all. It's Mazwari and Dallo are the only 2 fit ones. So he's just off the back of heart surgery. It's only like a keyhole, simple procedure. Do you think he plays based on that? I'm unsure. Who have Leicester got Southampton? I reckon I'm going to say Wout Faes because Southampton are pretty pish, aren't they, to be honest? So yeah, I'd say Wout Faes. Start concert or first sub? Who have Villa got? Fulham. It depends who else you got in your team, mate, to be honest. Don't forget Villa have kept back-to-back clean sheets against Man United and Bayern Munich. Oh, Nixie, you're getting in my head about this transfer. See, you got Jessica taking the mickey out of me already. Ready to see my transfers. I'm not doing it. I'm sitting on my hands today. It's not happening. There will be no transfers today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cortex. You don't have to divulge why you're ill, but I hope you get better soon, mate. It's pretty rubbish being sick, isn't it? I know you're big into your fitness, so not being able to move is a bit of a bummer, isn't it? I think the cat's been let out of the bag on that one, C-Max. So I've kept a little bit coy about it because Raptor got in touch and asked if I could come on. I won't say a date just in case something gets in the way and blocks it, but I'm certainly planning to go on. So yeah, that will come out hopefully in the next couple of months or so, which I'm really excited for. My good mate FPL Tom went on last week. He did a fantastic job. It was great to see him on. He really deserves that. So yeah, I should be going on, my friend. Forest away is a pretty terrible fixture. All these people in my head. All these people in my head about the move, eh? Jessica, get Eze out. All right. Calm down. Do you think Savinio from City will start? Oh, I've just no idea, mate. I've just no idea. You think Fulham are going to win 2-0? Wow. Yeah, just get healthy, Cortex. Just get healthy, and then you'll be back in no time. As long as even if you're out for the gym for a couple of weeks, it's not really gonna change too much. You don't really lose any gains. You just lose your training pump basically, where you've just been smashing weights and your muscles are constantly full of blood. Galactic Cantina. I would always favour a more attacking player over defenders. So I would just put Semenyo as first on your bench. But that starting back three is great. Good morning, taxi driver. Freddie, I'll have a look at members' teams at 1:45 if you like, if that sounds good. I have Watkins instead of Solanke. What do you think? Should I go for Solanke and get Eze for McNeil? Nah, just leave it, mate. I've kind of dug myself a hole in saying that this is an effective way of playing FPL, and it might backfire on me, and I'm willing to take the hits for it. But ultimately, I always feel that making those kind of luxury transfers, and what I mean by a luxury transfer is swapping out one decent player that plays for another one because you think that other player is going to score more points. And genuinely, I always think I think 50, maybe more than 50% of the time, that backfires on me. Genuinely, I think of players I've sold this season, I've got rid of Guardiola and Gordon, and in the game that I sold them, they scored. So I'm just not big on the luxury moves. But I'm in it for the long haul, right? And I wouldn't say I prioritize rank completely over fun, but I try and play the long game, which is what this game is about. But if your intention of playing FPL is to take some punts and have a bit of fun, then don't listen to that advice. It's all about what your aims and objectives are, I would say. As you can see in the chat, Jessica appears to be a bit gung-ho with that kind of thing. CJT, join the Eze club, mate. I'm going to keep him. Oh, I hope not, Liam, because I used to play a fantasy football game where they did do that, and it was great. But the game, I don't know. I just don't think FPL is suited to that. Because you will, honestly, if you get points for ball recoveries and tackles, there will be players that just absolutely cream it in terms of completed tackles and stuff, to the point where you'll have centre defensive midfielders genuinely that are outscoring some of the best strikers in the game. I don't think they'll touch the likes of Salah and Haaland. But say you get 3 points for 5 tackles or something like that. There are players that do that every single time they step foot on a football pitch. And it will just break the game, I think. You'll have centre defensive midfielders that are 4.5 million if they keep the same pricing structure. And they'll outscore some of the premium players. So I'm a little bit worried about that. Yeah, I'm used to it now. I feel like you lost, but that's all that is water. Yeah, exactly, mate. That's it, mate. As long as you're getting your calories and a bit of protein in, you'll be fine. And sometimes your body needs a bit of a rest as well. It has its way of telling you it needs a rest. Good morning, Ricardo. Last game, Lindelof replaced Mazwari. Okay. I just don't. That's just not ideal in my opinion, mate. Like, if Mazwari is anywhere near fit, I think he plays. Last game, Lindelof. Yeah, sorry, I've read that one already. Should I start Semenyo against Arsenal at home or Robertson or Greaves? Honestly, I would say it's between Robertson and Semenyo for me. I'd probably go Robertson. I think he's a special case where he's a special defender, him, isn't he? Walker to Lewis, yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. That's not one of those luxury transfers because I just don't think Kyle Walker has been very good for like the last year. And Pep seems to be sticking with him, but he has been at fault for a lot of goals that I've seen his teams concede. So, yeah, I think it could be time for Walker to be leaving that Man City 11. I've absolutely no idea who starts for Liverpool. Eman, if that's how you pronounce it. I've absolutely not a clue, mate. Thank you. Someone's rating my squad. Look at that. Delap to score. Yeah, no dramas, Cortex. You're probably gone by the time I read that out. No dramas at all, mate. You do what you need to. Delap or Raul Jimenez? I'd probably go Jimenez. I'd go Palmer, mate. I think you've got to go Palmer if Saka's not fit. Foden's good, but I just like players who take penalties and play 90 minutes, mate. And I think Son and Palmer tick those boxes. But for me, Palmer is better than Son. What do you reckon on Saka to Son for 4 weeks? Could be done. Sorry, we've got to do team reviews in a second. But before I do team reviews, I want to show you what has happened on Twitter. Because if you've not seen Twitter recently, it's been very funny. So I'm gonna share that with you now. So, FPL Tommy Gun. I'm pretty sure this fella, or woman, could be a girl, lives in Bournemouth. And Arsenal staying in the Marriott Hotel in Bournemouth. And this absolute legend apparently waited outside the Marriott Hotel for Arsenal to arrive for 3 hours last night. And he filmed all of the players walking in. So here's 40 seconds of players walking in. I'll skip over because that's not the important thing. And the big debate, right? The big debate is this dude in a hoodie? It could either be Yuri and Timber or it could be Saka. Right? And I'll pause it there. So something people focused on, right, was his height compared to this sign on the hotel. So this is either Saka or Timber, right? And people were comparing his height in line with the sign on the hotel. I'll just go back. So there's a famous, well, I say famous, I'm going to call him famous. In the FPL world, he's famous. Andy Martin, absolute legend of the game. So he lives in Bournemouth, right? Famously works on the Bournemouth pier. So last night, I think, it's probably midnight, he rocked up to the hotel. There you go. Oh, hang on. He rocked up to the hotel at midnight and it was cordoned off. So he couldn't get into the hotel. So it's all piled off. But that's the sign that we saw on the video just there. And then he walked into he spoke to the security in the hotel and asked for a picture next to the sign just so he could work out how tall the sign was. So yeah, Andy's 1.83 meters tall and Saka's 1.78. And Andy Martin is a bit taller than the sign. And if you try and go back to the hoodie guy, hang on. There we go. So you can work this out for yourself. And the hoodie guy, there you go. Work it out for yourself. And also, I think Saka and Timber are like 1 centimeter apart in terms of height. So yeah, there's absolutely no way of telling. People have like analysed the bag that this man's wearing. because it looks similar to one that Saka has been spotted wearing walking into a dressing room before. And also, I mean, I'm not a trainer guy, right? I just wear a pair of white Reebok trainers everywhere. But apparently, I think Saka's, is he sponsored by New Balance or something? So people were trying to tell the brand of trainers that he's wearing here. I mean, I don't know if anyone is a trainer expert. Oh, it doesn't work on full screen because I've got half a screen showing. But yeah, if anyone can tell if these are New Balances, then go for it. I personally, if you to ask my personal opinion, I think Saka plays because Lee Carsley, the England manager, well, former England manager, is now Tuchel, isn't it? Which I'm really excited about, by the way. He was saying that Saka he would have played him in that second game, but he felt it was a bit unfair to do so. So for that reason, I think Saka will be fit. I mean, the guy just he'll get wheeled out in a wheelchair to play on that right wing for Arteta, I think. So yeah, that was peak FPL this morning. Oh, yesterday, sorry. And I thought if some of you guys hadn't seen that, you'd find that quite entertaining. I certainly did. And yeah, big thanks to, honestly, FPL Tommy Gunn, what a guy. I think he literally waited outside the hotel for 3 hours to see these players. And also, I don't know, I'm not a celebrity. I don't have this experience myself. You know, some of these footballers can't walk around in public without getting harassed by people asking for photos. But these fans on a pretty pants night of weather in Bournemouth were waiting hours for these players to arrive, and they just got a cold shoulder from all of them. I know it was probably what time was it? Oh, it's only 7 p.m. at night. But I don't know, if you were a football player and your fans were outside the hotel, not causing any trouble, just asking for an autograph, would you sign something? I don't know. I feel like I'd take a picture. But there you go. That's just my opinion. Right. People wanted some team reviews done, didn't they? So I saw... Should we do some members? If any members in the chat want their team looked at quickly, I will do that. Freddie, I saw you put it in earlier, but I've lost it in the chat. If you want to go again, I will... I'll crack it into Draft Hound or FPL Review or something. We'll just do members at this stage. If you don't get any members put in, I'll go through some. I've got some useful data and stats to take you through. There we go. There's Freddie. Big ups, mate. I'll have a look at your team. I mean, I think Vardy's been done for a couple of seasons, mate. He wasn't very good in the Championship last year. $121 people watching at 10 to 8 in the morning on a Saturday. Huge. Is it even light out here? No, I looked out the window and now I wish I didn't because it looks pants out there today. Let's have a look at your team here then, Freddie. Oh, I would definitely do that. Sorry, we're just doing members teams at this stage. If you stick around, I'll do non-members in a little bit. Or you could send if you want members and super chats. That's what I'll do. If you want to do a super chat, then that's very welcome. But I'll just look at members for the time being. Yeah, the only question is what do you do with Diaz, really? I think, honestly, mate, I know it's not ideal, but I think Semenyo is a perfectly acceptable substitution for Saka. I get you, Andy. Right. I'll just help Andy out a second, Freddie. I'll be back to your team. So, you need to do this on a browser. It doesn't work on the app. You can't find it on the app. So if you go on your browser, I'll zoom out because I've got mine zoomed in and it's a bit funny. So this is just my pick team in the browser. There's a Gameweek history button under your team name and all that jazz. You click that, and then there is a number after entry in the URL. I think it also shows in the point screen, maybe. Yeah. So there you go. There's a number, and that's your FPL ID. Hopefully that helps, mate. You have to do it in a browser. You can't do it on the app, which is really annoying. Hopefully they'll sort that out. Yeah, I think... Jesus. I'm gonna go in FPL review. If in doubt, FPL review. If in doubt, FPL review. I've got to see what FPL review says about my team, haven't I? It probably tells me to sell Eze, like everyone else is telling me to do. Let's have a look. I'm sure FPL review, though, absolutely loves Diaz. Oh, no, there you go. Oh. Look, it's telling you to buy Eze. Look at that. See? It knows. Your top transfer is bringing in Eze. That makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so good about my decisions. Selling Gabriel for Guardiola doesn't feel right to me. I don't think I'd do that. We'll do non-members team reviews. Should we do them at 8:30? So I'm going to go through some data and stats, and then we'll do a little quiz, and then I'll have a look at non-members teams. Okay, so here I quite like this. Semenyo to Foden, Luis Diaz to Dibbling. I quite like that. I quite like that for your team. It's also saying Semenyo to Carvalho, Luis Diaz to Foden. Yeah, I quite like those moves. FPL review, by the way, is absolutely loving Foden at the moment. Where is the points? Yeah, there you go. So if you look at the just for this week, oh, he's not rated quite that highly, but he is. He's the third best player for expected points according to FPL review this week, and he's only down to play 76 minutes or something. So you pump that up to 80. You know, he's on a level with, if he plays 90, he's better than Salah apparently. Thank you, Rich, mate. I'm looking forward to going on. Like I said, it's, you know, anything can happen, right? So I'm not going to confirm the date that I'm on, etc. But yeah, I've been asked to go on, and hopefully it all works out and goes well. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, Foden is looking really good according to FPL review. But I would say the question is, how much, when you get rid of Semenyo and Diaz, how much do you actually have in the bank? So if we do... Oh, God. How do I add players? Oh, this is annoying. I'm going to go back into draft hound. I agree, Andy. I think Eze is the best at that price. That's why I couldn't work it out myself. Should I buy Johnson for... I don't mind that move at all. I don't mind that move at all. I probably wouldn't start Eze for the next few weeks. Semenyo, sorry. Eze. I would start Eze. I wouldn't start Semenyo for the next few weeks. So if you got rid of the two of them, remove Semenyo, get in Dibbling. Yeah, I think he probably does start, but I wouldn't be like 100% sure that he does. So we get in Dibbling. How much we got in the bank when we do that? 9.5. Yeah, and Foden's probably the best at that price point, isn't he? Yeah, they're not liking Foden on draft hound. I would say it's Foden, Maddison, or Johnson in for Luis Diaz. The painful thing is, Luis Diaz could start this week and score, but I think if you're carrying both Saka and Diaz in your team, that's a bit too much of a risk. So I would probably sell one of them. And I think long term it makes sense to sell Luis Diaz, personally. Let's go back to my team now. Cheers all that have put your IDs in. We will do some more team reviews in a bit, but I think it's only fair that my members get priority on this. And if you want priority yourself, of course, feel free to sign up as a member, but you know, they deserve some benefits for their support. So we do members team. Well, I decided to do members team reviews first. So got a few things to take you guys through. I'll go through this a few times throughout the stream as well for new people that have joined. But I usually have some score predictions for each game of the week. So here are my score predictions for game week 8. Got Spurs beating West Ham 3-1. Fulham, I think Villa just edge them 2-1. I think both teams score. Ipswich Everton feels like a score drawy kind of game. I've gone for Man United beating Brentford 3-2. But honestly, I could see that game going either way, and I could definitely see both teams scoring. I think Newcastle beat Brighton 2-0. I think Newcastle are really good at St James's Park. They proved that. They didn't beat Man City, did they? But they played really well against Man City. So, yeah, I really like them for that game. I think Leicester do beat Southampton, but both teams score. I've got Arsenal winning 2-0 at Bournemouth. Man City, I think they concede against Wolves, but they cream them. I think 4-1 I've gone in that game. Liverpool, I think, beat Chelsea. I've been really impressed with Liverpool so far this season. Chelsea have been good, but I think Liverpool have been just a level better. I've gone 2-0 for Liverpool. And then Forest and Palace. Oh, excuse me. As a Chris Wood and Eze owner, this feels all kinds of uncomfortable, but I put 0-0. So yeah, probably says a lot that I'm predicting that to be 0-0, but I still own Eze and Chris Wood. So yeah, let me know what you think of those. Anything you disagree with, agree with, etc. in the chat. Let me know. FPL Cam, I do. I made a video actually. I don't have it ready to show you on stream, but there's a video. There is the best Game Week 8 wildcard draft. There's a video for it. So check that out. Porro and Foden or Saka and Lewis? I do like Saka and Lewis. Long-term Saka and Lewis. This week alone, Porro Foden. I do think Foden probably starts. You're captaining Saka? I'm not sure I would captain Saka this week. I would vice captain Solanke. Actually, no, that's a lie. I would give it to Palmer. I think. I like having the armband on penalty takers. Rohan, oh, that's absolutely huge, mate. Yep, I'm the same. Welbeck, Wissa, Calvert-Lewin, or Delap. Right now, I'd say Calvert-Lewin. Oh, Sammy, that's so generous of you. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. I can very much have a look at your team, my friend. Very much have a look at your team. It would be my absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, mate. That is incredibly generous of you. We'll go in FPL review first. So just logging in now, mate. There you go. Oh, Watkins, yeah, got you. John, yeah, I do like that. I do like that. Let's just see what FPL review has to say. But I'd like your idea very much. Although I would probably keep Semenyo and get rid of Diaz. I'd probably get rid of Semenyo and keep Semenyo and get rid of Diaz, because long term, I think Semenyo will be fine. You just got to ride out the next few fixtures, and he's a decent bench option at that price. But Luis Diaz is going to continually give you a headache in terms of whether he's going to start or not. I just don't think you want to be dealing with that. So that would be my opinion. And I like those moves a lot. But I would personally, I think I'd just do Diaz to Johnson. But then there's obviously a risk that Johnson doesn't play. Dare I say it, you do... Dare I say it, that you do Diaz to Eze? Can I believe I'm saying that? I'm dodging bullets right now in the chat. I can feel people that have been giving me abuse for keeping Eze firing at me in the chat. You know who you are, people that have done that. Don't need to name names. So here's what FPL Review is saying, my friend. As your top 3. Diaz to Foden, Watkins to Wood. You were one of those people, Jessica, by the way. Dakshin, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I was so excited I had a voice crack then. I'm going to have a look at your team in the in draft down as well, mate. Just checking that is your team, right? Just check it again. 96417. Honestly, my gut instinct looking at this team, I can't believe I'm saying it. Can't believe I'm saying this. But my gut instinct when I look at this team is to do Luis Diaz to Eze. And I can't believe I'm telling you to do that. What do you guys think? We'll give Sammy some advice as well. So FPL Reviewers chipped in. That's what it's saying you should do, mate. Really appreciate, again, your generosity with that super chat. That's amazing. I'm going for a coffee with a friend this afternoon. So you've just paid for my coffee. I'm very grateful. Thank you. So yeah, that's the 3 moves that FPL Review is saying. My gut instinct is either Brennan Johnson. You just need to make one move here, in my opinion. I think your team is absolutely fine. I just make the one move. And it's Diaz. I would say it's Diaz to either Johnson or Eze. That would be my opinion. And the reason I would say Eze over Johnson is just because Johnson missed the game for Wales with a knock. And Richarlison's back. Son is back. I know. I predicted the Eze game 0-0. Can you believe it? Mate, I'm completely aware my logic is entirely on the floor. You know what I mean, John. Come on. And some of them are actually. There's like a, I would call it Ponzi. It's unnecessarily expensive. And I'm not going to go there, by the way. So Sammy, you're yeah, don't worry about this. But they make their own pastries in the coffee shop, which like on the face of it sounds really good. And they are pretty good. But they're £5 for a pan au chocolat, which is like the size of your hand. And it's a £5. I couldn't believe it. I went there with a former, I would say, I went there with a friend previously. And I picked up the tab, and I think 4 of us had a coffee and a pastry. And it was like 30 quid. I couldn't believe it. Like 4 coffees and 4 pastries was 30 quid. I couldn't back out at that point either. I remember it very well. Someone had actually taken a bite out of their pastry in the queue, so I couldn't back out of it. So there you go. I won't name the establishment. No comment, John. No comment. Yeah, we need more people in the Eze club, don't we? Let's be honest. And yeah, my logic. I'm completely aware my logic is flawed on the whole Eze thing. Dakshin, I will have a look at teams in a sec. Like I said, I'm just prioritizing members in like super chats to begin with. The thing is though, and also the thing is with Luis Diaz is that if he plays against Chelsea, I think he's got a really good opportunity to do really well. But I think similar to the team we looked at before, if you have both Saka and Diaz in the team at the same time, I think that's a bit too much risk. Like, I believe that Saka probably plays, and I would imagine Luis Diaz probably plays too, but having 2 players of that nature in your team, it just doesn't fill me with confidence. And so in all honesty, you could also just roll, to be honest. So there's multiple routes you could take with it. I guess I'm just presenting. All I can do is present you with all the options and then go from there. If it was my absolute gut instinct, would probably be just to sell Luis Diaz. And based on the information we have right now about, I think Brennan Johnson, if he was fit, is probably the best replacement. But I don't think you can guarantee that he is. So for that reason, I would probably get Eze in. Sammy, that's amazing, mate. Thank you very much. Whereabouts in Bristol are you from? Thank you so much for your generosity. And I also think things will be a lot more powerful. You will be able to do a lot. What am I trying to say? St Paul's area. Very good, mate. I'm in Bedminster. I won't say any more than that, just in case someone rocks up to my flat. But yeah, I'm in the Bedminster area. I'll say that much. Tom, please explain why you have not transferred Diaz to Mbumo. That's my team. I've never had Diaz. Regrettably, admittedly, I've never had Diaz. How many starts do you think Foden gets over the next 4? Well, the big question for that is looking at the Man City fixtures. If you've got Twitter, by the way, Sammy, hit me up, send us a DM, and if you fancy a coffee or a beer in the city sometime, give us a shout. If you fancy it, no pressure. Hit me up on Twitter. But I've got to tell you a story. Because I don't think I've done a live stream since then, and I don't think I've told this on YouTube yet. Jake, I don't know if Jake's in the stream at the moment, but honestly, I was absolutely blown away. So I'll tell you the story before I go into the data, because it was crazy. So I went to a work meeting. I don't really want to describe too much about what I do for work on YouTube, because I just don't think it's necessarily appropriate. But it was a big round table briefing. I would say there were 40 people in the meeting room. I couldn't believe it. There was a guy across the table from me, and I could tell he was looking at me like he recognized me. But I didn't know who he was. I'd never worked with him or seen him before. And the meeting has a break in it. We all go for a coffee and go downstairs to this place where we had the meeting. Had these self-service tills where you pour the coffee yourself, and then the till was so hard to use. So we're all basically 40 people queuing to pay for their coffee. And I was trying to help him with the till. And he said, "I recognise you from somewhere." And I was talking through some of the work I'd done. And it's do you know me from work, etc. And he's like, "No, I'm a subscriber of your YouTube channel." And I was absolutely blown away. I was thinking, what are the chances? I was just showed up to this random meeting. And Jake, who's a subscriber, was at the meeting. And it was great. We had a lovely lunch afterwards, chatted FPL. It was great. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. So Jake, if you're there, you made my week. Thank you for coming to say hello. I really appreciate it. Right. Anyway, that's my story. Man City games. So, here's what they've got. Man City play Wolves. I think he starts. So let's say he starts that one. Sparta Prague at home in the Champions League. Probably gets benched for that one. Man City Southampton. Probably starts. Man City away at Tottenham. Probably starts. Away at Bournemouth. Dunno. Away at Sporting. I think it's a bit of a cluster in there. I think the only game, the game that you can be most positive about him starting is that one, away at Wolves. And probably a benching against, to be fair, you know, I think, well, you guys can let me know in the chat, this is what I think about Foden. I think he plays against Wolves. There's probably a rest there against Sparta Prague. And then he plays against Southampton. And then they've got a tough game against Tottenham. Then they play, I think it becomes a bit of a cluster after that, to be honest. I don't know what you guys think. But I think these games are a bit of a minefield for him. And I would say, just looking at Sammy's comments as well, I would say if you're planning to win your mini league, play the long game, man. Play the long game and try and save your transfers as much as possible. John, I will do some team reviews at 8:30. So I'll just go through some data now. Well, what I'll do is I'll go through some data now. I'll do some team reviews and then we'll do the quiz. How does that sound? So data. So this is Rob T FPL on X. I always go through his data on all of my streams. He takes data from betting markets and produces them in a way that you can, get some value, FPL related value out of it. So what we've got here is projected goals and clean sheet odds for all of the fixtures in the league this week, basically. And I will just go through the top teams. So top teams for goals, we've got Tottenham, Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Southampton, Man City. Those are your top teams for predicted goals. Clean sheet wise, oh, I'm on the wrong screen. No, I'm on the right screen. Don't know what I'm doing. Clean sheet wise, Tottenham 31%, Arsenal on 34%, Man City on 42%, and Forest on 31%. So yeah, it doesn't look like there are going to be that many clean sheets this week. Just a thought. Huge from Galactic Cantina. Thank you very much, my friend. So yeah, there's a longer list anyway. Top teams for projected goals, top teams for clean sheet odds. Next up, actually, I'll do that last. So here are the top players for projected goals. I mean, Haaland is nearly double any other player in the league. I haven't even done a captaincy poll this week because I think it's like bang on obvious to me who is the best captain. Unlucky if you don't have Haaland, I would say this week because, yeah, I mean, I think he's by far and away the best captain. Interesting to see Solanke is second place in terms of like player projected goals. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I'm getting stick. Everyone's giving me stick about Eze this week. Yeah, Chayana. Apologies if I butchered the pronunciation of your name. I think Isak's back and ready to go. One thing to bear in mind with this stat, though, is it doesn't cover assists, so this is just goals. But ultimately, you want to be captaining a player you think is going to score goals, right? And if you don't have Haaland, it suggests the next best thing is Solanke this week. So yeah, just something to bear in mind. And finally, we've got... So this is an interesting projection from Rob. This is basically... it was produced last week, but it doesn't matter because no Premier League football has happened since then. This is the remaining goals and assists that players are projected to get up until the end of the season and the points they're projected to score. So yeah, that's just a view. If anyone was interested. So based on the model, the betting odds, everything he's put together this season so far, this is a projection of goals and assists in FPL. That's very kind of you, Cantina, by the way. I just saw your comment there. Sorry, I was busy reading through the data. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate that. I try my best, my friend. Thank you very much. So yeah. Anything interesting you guys see in there? The interesting thing is Eze. Eze's up there, look. Sitting there, 7 goals, 6 assists. It's not actually that groundbreaking, really, is it? But he's up and around there. It suggests to me that he's a pickable option based on that. And by the way, he's above Luis Diaz. Huge from Cortex. I've already had my coffee in the in my golden goal branded mug. Just keep firing the Eze stuff at me. Come on, keep it coming. I'm going to use it as fuel when I inevitably bottle it 5 minutes to go and transfer him out to Brennan Johnson. Yeah, keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. I would not sell Salah personally. I see Galactic Cantina disagrees, which is totally fine. But if you're asking me, I would not sell Salah. Dyslexic Mammoth, if you go back to near the start of the stream, I talk about Saka because Twitter has been very funny regarding Saka this week. So yeah, lots of people trying to work out if he plays. Right, I'm going to do some... Oh, James D. He loves a bet against me, this guy. I'm pretty sure that's the guy we had a little cheeky side bet against with each other. What midfielder scores the most points by the end of the season? We'll keep on this, actually. Well done, Sammy, mate. I think that'll... I would ask the question, before thinking about how many points they score, how do you feel like emotionally about making that transfer? Do you feel like there's a weight lifted off your shoulders in terms of Luis Diaz not being in your team and having to worry about him start? You do now have to worry about Brennan Johnson starting, but I did caveat things with that. But if you feel comfortable around making the transfer, then I think it's a good decision, because the outcome it's the way in FPL, right? The outcome is completely out of your hands. So if you're comfortable with that decision now, then it's a good decision in my opinion. Oh, sorry, Alexandru. I'll leave them on screen. I would say it's between Palmer and Salah for me, James, by the way. I'm going to go boring. There's my score predictions. Sammy, I'm extremely grateful, my friend. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. What's the prize pot in your mini league, by the way? Yeah, all I can say is I'm just very grateful. Thank you, mate. That's very kind of you. Very generous. £350. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Yeah, I know. I don't think I can. I can't dig myself out of this hole. I'm keeping hold of Eze, and I predict it to be 0-0. I think the reason for doing that, right, is if Eze does well, I look good because he's in my team. And if he doesn't do well, I'd be like, oh, well, I predicted him not to do well. And then I'm kind of covered on both bases, aren't I? I just think winning away at Anfield against the good defence that Liverpool are at the moment is really tough. I should have put... who is on the thumbnail for the deadline stream? I should have put Eze on it, really, shouldn't I? Give him my blind faith in him. Right, we'll do some team reviews. So, as always, like, members and super chats get priority. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for 5 FPL IDs for team reviews after this message. People are going in early. So after this message, I'll take the first 5, and then members and super chats obviously get priority as well, so I'll chuck them in. All right, Nixie's done. It's after Nixie. Sorry, everyone that missed out. That was crazy. Oh, Naxi. Oh, well. So he's just always there, is Salah. He can score in any game against anyone. I just don't think there's any need to get rid of Salah. I remember people saying to get rid of what was I trying to say? Yeah, they were thinking of selling Salah for Palmer, Salah for Saka. I just didn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right to do that to me. Galactic Cantini, do what you like. I would personally, because for some reason, because I have Twitter Blue, any DM that someone I don't follow sends me goes into like a pending queue, and I've got, for some reason, I have so many bots that have sent me, like, you can imagine the kind of messages, right? There's so many in there that it's really hard to find people. So if you just tweet me direct with your team, it will come up in my notifications and I'll see it. So that's probably the best way, mate. And I'll do the team reviews and then I'll have a look at your team on Twitter. How does that sound? I think that's a fair deal, isn't it? John. I don't know how you managed to get in so quickly. FPL lollipops. I just don't think I'd do anything, to be honest, mate. The question here is, do you start Anthony Robinson or Konsa? Or Harwood Bellis? But honestly, mate, there's nothing I would do here. I would just roll the transfer. The bench isn't ideal, but you've got two players that will start. So, yeah, honestly, John, sorry to be boring, mate, but I would roll with that. You got the best captain this week. Saka will probably play. In my opinion, he will start. That's just my opinion. But if he doesn't, you've got someone semi-decent on the bench to cover him. And then I'd just roll, mate. I think that's a decent team. Sorry to be boring, but I've got nothing else to say, my friend. 950-250-312. Jimbo the Daddy. Another really good team. Another really good team. I don't think I'd do anything here either. You got the best captain. One free transfer. It's not ideal to play Semenyo this week. To be fair, you could do Wissa for Raul Jimenez if you fancied it. But quite honestly, starting Semenyo isn't the worst thing in the world either. So yeah, that would be my view. You could do Wissa to Raul Jimenez and bench Semenyo if you really wanted to. But quite honestly, I think you could go with this team this week and be fine. I guess with the Saka doubt, you'd probably want someone on your bench. Wissa's just running on, but then Wissa could be back quite soon, couldn't he? And then he's a good option when he is. So maybe you could get Greaves. You could get Greaves for Quansah. Or you could just roll, mate. That would be my thoughts on that. I think Wissa will be back in a few weeks, mate. That'd be my view. He's running around on grass in training. That's the latest we've got there. Cortex 183021. I'm going to try and call you Eunice from now on, my friend, because that's your name. I'll try and remember that. Oh, shoulder's a bit sore. I actually did some fast swimming last night, getting ready for nationals. We did some relay takeovers and some starts, so my shoulder is a little bit sore today. But I've got a weekend of resting, so hopefully it will get better. I've got nationals next weekend, and I've got a rotator cuff injury, so that's going to be fun. This is quite a hard team to work out what to do with, to be honest, Cortex. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to consult FPL review here. I don't know what I'd do with this team, mate, to be completely honest with you. I'm going to see what FPL review's got. You did João Pedro to Delap. Huge. Okay. Yeah. I would have done a cheap striker in. I was just trying to decide which one to get. Yeah, I like it, mate, if that's what you've done. Who else have we got? Rat Dog. $2968405. That's you, yeah. Because your name doesn't relate to your YouTube username. I was just triple checking that I had the right person. Oh, you don't need to do anything here. I would do that I would actually start Luis Diaz because your bench here is really good. So I would have this 11. And then I'll just go with this. I would consider, I think this team is fine. And you've got a few risks here, obviously in Saka, Diaz and Havertz. But quite honestly, your bench is strong enough to cover. Like I probably wouldn't do anything here, Rat Dog. Probably wouldn't do anything there. Nixie is the last one, and then I'll check Twitter. And then we got a quiz. Solanke's expected points here are a bit broken, aren't they? I would bench Robinson. You don't need to do anything here, Nixie. This team is fine. Absolutely fine. This is how I would go into this week. Yep, no questions asked. Team looks great. Don't need to do anything. Right. I'm just going to check Twitter. I'm just going to do that off screen because my Twitter feed is a bit interesting at the moment. And yeah, I don't want to share a video from like a battlefield or something like that, like most of us are seeing on Twitter at the moment. What was I looking for? A tweet, wasn't I? There we go. The Galactic Cantina. Oh, mate, team is great. The team is great. I think I wouldn't do anything, mate. I wouldn't do anything. Team is great. Team is great. I wouldn't do anything. Wouldn't do anything. Team's great. Great team. Anyone fancy a quiz? Let me know in the chat if you fancy a quiz. A few people liking a quiz. Oh, just having a stretch. Sorry, just putting my shoulder in position. Oh, there we go. Got a new hoodie this week. Bit of Nike SB. It's very cozy. Baggy. I quite like a baggy hoodie. So yeah, huge purchase from me. We're looking at Man City fixtures at the moment, aren't we? We don't want to do that. Quiz time. Who then? Thank you very much, Cortex. I appreciate that. Who was the top point scorer in game week 7? First question. So, on the golden goal hoodie debate, I want to... So, that's very kind that you would do something like that. And I would love to launch, like... I'm conscious I'm not going to break, like, the fashion market with the golden goal brand, right? But I'd love to sell some, like, T-shirts or products with a really cool logo on it. And I just don't think the current golden goal logo is, like, fashionable to put on a T-shirt. So I'm working on a smart new little logo design that looks decent on a T-shirt, basically. So yeah, so I think it'd be pretty cool. I could walk around wearing my own brand on me. I think that's pretty cool, and then other people could support in the same way, but also look cool doing it, right? I want a cool little G logo, so I'm working on it in the background. You need a great logo. How about the specs? The specs, they are part of me, to be fair. One day I'll just come on in my contacts and without my specs on, and then you'll be like, whoa, it's a different person. I remember I was having, I met up with a friend on Sunday, and I was like, I took my glasses off because they were a bit dirty to clean them off, and they were like, whoa, you look like a different person. Right, we've had a few responses to the quiz answer. I'm not going to give away the answer. A lot of people have got it right. The answer is Mikhail Antonio. 18 points. 18 points. I'm pretty sure it was 1 goal, 3 assists, wasn't it? So Mikhail Antonio was the top scorer in game week 7. It's good to have a social circle, John. All right. Some people like these kind of quiz questions before. This is a Premier League footballer, currently active, and someone that everyone will have heard of. Who is that? Jesus Christ. Everyone's saying the same person. Ben just popped in to say hello. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've had a good week. Hope everything's going well. Good morning. Oh, sorry. I was replying to Ben, by the way. I don't know if I said his name. That's me. It does good. It's not far off, is it, to be fair? It's not far off me. No, the answer is it's Chris Wood, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe how easily people got that. I thought that was a bit of a rogue player to do a silhouette of, but yeah, bloody hell. You guys know your stuff, don't you? Impressive. Is Havertz playing? Does anyone have anything solid on Havertz? Help Wolfie out in the chat. I'll have a look afterwards. Right. So, on the Chris Wood point, how many goals has he scored in the Premier League so far this season? He started all 7 games. How many goals has he scored? It's not multiple choice. You got to guess it. How many goals has he scored? God, the answers are flying in. Loving the quiz. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream and taking part. It's the only downside to having it in a chat, isn't it, I guess, is that people... what was I trying to say? Yeah, people are influenced by other people's answers, right? Yeah, we'll roll with it. I need to... someone suggested... Was it Kahoot? Someone suggested doing something on Kahoot, something like that. I'm thinking about it. I think that'd be good fun, wouldn't it? All right. Lots of answers in. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is he scored 4 goals. I don't know why the transition didn't work then. He scored 4 goals. So let me know what your total is after 3. Anyone on 3 out of 3? It looks like a lot of people might be on 3 out of 3. Gee whiz, good to see you in the chat. Don't worry about being late, mate. There's no pressure. You operate on your own time, man. There's no pressure from me. Lots of people on 3 out of 3. Well done, Notion Vids, Cortex. John's on 1. Huge from Alexandria and Cortex. TJT's got 0. Man. I wouldn't have guessed Chris Wood if someone put that up to me. Sing, I have made, and I'm not joking here, I've made 2 videos that would be really good for you. One is the best midfielders in the game so far this season. Check that out. And another one is my ultimate guide video. And both of those will answer that question far better than I could on a stream. So hopefully that helps you, mate. Wilson, you have been very quick on the replies. Right, 2 questions left. Question number 4. Who is that? If you guess this, I'll be very impressed. Once again, it's an active Premier League footballer, so there's no trick here. Active Premier League footballer. Who is that? Oh, this one looks to be a bit harder. You don't know if you're right yet, Cortex. Can you can't use Google Lens for that, can you? If you're cheating, then boo to you, man. That's poor. I'll give it a little bit more time. Let some more answers roll in. I thought this one was definitely harder than Chris Wood. That's all I'm saying. I was like, I would never guess this myself. So that's why I did it. All right. I'll show the answer. The answer is, it is Emil Smith Rowe. I have no idea how people got that, by the way. I think his city, obviously, he's a unique looking guy, right? But I thought his silhouette, it was pretty hard to tell it was him. So, yeah, fair play to you guys that got him. Well done. It was Smith Rowe. Anyone on 4 out of 4? He's got those shoulders. Shoulders? What do you mean by shoulders? QKA, I wouldn't change. I think that defense is all right. All right. Final question then. Final question. A multiple choice. You might cheat and get it. I can't stop you from cheating. I'm trusting you not to. Number 1 overall in the game right now has how many points? How many points does number 1 overall have? You got 4 choices. What is number 1 overall's points total? I thought this was a good question because unless you're cheating, you're probably not going to know it. But it's a guess. Or it's not a guess, I don't know. You might know it. If you know it, fair enough. I'll let a few more answers roll in. Right. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. It is Mr. Awad Shak, if that's how you pronounce it. He is on 602 points. So I know straight away Cortex has got 5 out of 5. So well done, mate. So yeah. Crazy 602 points, by the way. Crazy. Let us know what you got. If you got 5 out of 5, let us know. John, you were asking for these quizzes back along. I'm pretty sure it was you. Well done, Vasilios. Oh, unlucky CJT. Back again. I'll tell you what. I'll go live tomorrow morning. I think I'm going live at 10 a.m. And I will prepare another quiz based on the action that happens today. So pay attention to the games today, and you can avenge your quiz total. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Agang is he's behind. That is late to the party. That he is late to the party right there. So yeah, well done everyone that got 5 out of 5. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. I certainly enjoyed making it and doing it. And yeah, be back tomorrow morning for another one. We'll be back. Just trying to make this all line up so it looks symmetrical. It's annoying me. There's more space on the right-hand side than the left side. Hang on. Come on. Come on. Us in the middle, pretty much. There you go. Bang on in the middle. There you go. There's my team. I'm going to sit back a little bit now, if that's all right. There you go. Ooh, I can sit back in my chair. I've seen that, Nixie. I've seen that. We should have a look at that, shouldn't we? There it is. There it is. There's the update. The Rob T FPL, the big dog update. There you go. Played every chip. Well, there you go. That's how he's got 602 points. So you're going to be saying what my friend did about a different person now because I need to clean my glasses. I can't actually see anything at the moment. I am pretty blind without them on. And unfortunately, they're continually getting worse, so I can't even get laser eye surgery. And I also can't afford it, so yeah. There we go. Whoa, that's like seeing in HD all over again. I think Martinelli plays, and I think Havertz plays. Yeah, Diaz to Johnson, I like it, but I have my reservations. I think with Richarlison and Son back for Spurs, and with the fact that Johnson didn't play the second international game for Wales because he picked up a knock, means I think that you are going to be swapping 1 minute's risk out for another. Nils, just put, mate, you remember, just put your ID in and I will have a look at your team, my friend. You remember, you deserve that. What you get as a member. Stick your ID in and we'll have a look at your team. Yeah, Cortex, but I find they get uncomfortable when I wear them for too long. And actually, I don't know. I don't mind how I look in glasses, so I'll just rock them. Yeah, lenses are a bit of hassle. I wear them to swim because I wear goggles, obviously. But yeah, oh, my goggles, by the way, I'll show you them. I'm really enjoying my goggles at the moment. Should I put them on stream? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? These are my goggles, and you can't see my eyes when they're on. Thank you very much, Cortex. Hang on, I'll do a goggles reveal on stream. Hang on. I've had a coffee, so we're in a mad one today. Just imagine this, right? You're standing next to me on the blocks ready for a race, and this guy's next to you. How mean is that? You can't even see my eyes, bro. No, I'm not wearing a swimming hat on stream. That's next level. I do not look good in a swimming hat. I refuse to wear one in training. The only time a hat goes on is when I race. There you go. You can have a laugh at my expense there. 460235. My friend, we're looking. Someone screenshot that and crack it on Twitter for a laugh. Why not? It's not working. They're right, aren't they? They're mean as hell. They're designed to be worn outdoors because but yeah, I wear them indoors because you can't see my eyes. You just see a reflection. I think that goes hard. I'm sure I'm putting a cracking facial when I have them on. Right, Nils, we were having a look, weren't we? Tell you what, if we hit 10k subscribers, I'll put a hat and goggles on stream. I'll have a look. It looks pretty mean, doesn't it? I'll take that. Tweet at me, I'll retweet it, mate. Actually, rather than DM me, tweet it. But mean mugging. Hardcore. You are, by the way, Nils, the first person that FPL review. Oh, got something in my eye I have to put in the goggles on. I think there was some dust in them. There you go. You are the first person that FPL review has had no transfers as one of the top recommendations. So that says you got a good team. Oh, no way, Dyslexic Mammoth. I'm definitely not... You're not looking at an Olympian here, that's for sure. Flat moving in's all good. My new flatmate's in. Seems very happy. She seems lovely. I hope she feels comfortable. Yeah, it's all gone well. Yeah, no complaints. No complaints. Good morning, Lee. Basically, I just do it for fun, mate. I think it's really good training to keep yourself fit, and it gives you, I don't know, it gives me an excuse to go to the gym as well, because lifting weights is positive for swimming. So all of the trainings I do are sort of the kind of stuff I love. So yeah, of course, John. I'm not a weirdo, or at least I mean, you judge me all you want, but of course. What was I looking at? Yeah, you got to tweet me the picture, bro. No, I'm not wearing a Cardiff kit at 10k. Thank you, Kaftan. Will Bruno get back-to-back red cards? Could well do. Sorry, I shouldn't be checking Twitter on that screen. Let's just have a look at what your team... You're looking at getting Raul in for Pedro. Yeah, I would probably do that. But I also think this team is okay. But Raul for Pedro sounds good. Cheers, cheers, Cortex. I'll give you a retweet, bro. I've just seen your message, Harmony. I think 100k. I'll do it at 100k. I mean, come on, I'll do that at 100k, definitely. If we make 100k, I'll put on a Bristol Rovers kit. But it would also mean having to go out and buy one. Like, I would not only have to put one on, I would have to go to the club shop and buy it. Because there's no other way you can get one. I'm just going to tweet the stream. Bear with. I also, because it's a big competition next week, I have to shave down for it. Which I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know why I said that on stream, but yeah, it's the life, man. Cortex, feel free to use away. Yeah, go for it. Leave a like if you're enjoying. I put goggles on this stream. Hopefully, I helped you, Niels. I'm chatting absolute rubbish on this stream while you've asked a perfectly sensible question of getting your team reviewed. So I hope I've helped you, mate. Please just ask me more questions if you need more help. You'll remember you deserve it, mate. Yeah, leave us a like rating. Come on, subscribe if you're new around here. So so this is what we're doing, right? At 10k subs, I'll put a swimming hat and goggles on, and at 100k, I'll wear a Bristol Rovers shirt. There you go. It's already decided. That's what I'm gonna do. I also, it's a weird fact, but I actually have quite a small head. So swimming hats look a bit ridiculous on me. I'm not. No one wants to see a mankini. I'll get for a whole stream. I'm not. No. There's no way. There's no way I can wear a swimming hat for 2 hours and not pass out. But I have to like fold it up because my head's too small. And also the way my ears work, so they stick out quite a lot. And when I wear a hat, obviously they don't. And my head just looks really funny without my ears sticking out a little bit. I've accepted the physical flaw of my ears being sticky outy, but it just looks so weird when I have a hat on, basically. I don't do beanie hats very well either for that reason. So yeah, I'll on 9 o'clock on the hour in 8 minutes time, I will put another message in the chat asking for 5 more team IDs for some reviews. I also have a spare pair of goggles as well. These are famously worn by Michael Phelps, I'll have you know, but they're not quite as good because you can see my eyes through them. But these are my Speedo speed sockets, famously worn by Michael Phelps. So that's my backup pair. Oh, and I've got my swimming hat in here as well. Sorry, you can hear that. It's very noisy. There's my hat. There's my clubs. Bristol Henley's Swimming Club. That's my club. And my hat. But as you can see, I hold that next to my head. It's pretty large. Have both Saka and Palmer. When do I sell them for... I don't think you do. I don't think you do. No, mate. I just wear contact lenses. You need a golden goal. I do need a golden goal swimming hat, actually. That's a really good idea. That's why I need to get this new logo going. I'll stop talking about swimming now. This is FPL. Thank you, Cortex. And quite simply, the goggles, these are like the best. I'm going to talk about swimming again, just to answer the question. These arenas are the best goggles you can get. They fit, they're streamlined, etc. And they just don't do prescription version of them. So I take the hit and wear contacts so I can wear the best goggles, basically. Do you think Trent and Diaz or Van de Ven /8 Nori? It depends. So I would keep Trent and Diaz, probably, if you have a good bench and you're not wildcarding. Or you could drop Diaz for Mbumo, Eze, Brandon Johnson, something like that. Because, yeah, I wouldn't make the 2 transfers, basically, because that's what it sounds like you are planning to do. Oh, you're on your wild card. No dramas, my friend. I would probably do a 4.5 defender in Palmer. And my 4.5 defender pick would be Milenkovic of Nottingham Forest. If you don't already have a Forest defender in your team, I would go for Milenkovic. Thank you, everyone, by the way, that's in the stream. We've had like 200 people in here since I started, which is just crazy. And I'm very grateful for everyone that's watched. If you're not already, please subscribe and give the stream a like if you've enjoyed yourself. I would be very grateful if you did that. Yeah, I agree. And Mbumo is just an absolute lock-in, isn't he? I could transfer in Kulusevski for Martinelli as a differential. Yeah, I don't mind it. I do feel it's a bit of a luxury move again, though. My pleasure, Owen. Kepa Neto, Aina Gabriel, Maswari Konate Greaves, Diaz and Mbumo Vavadidi. Kingston lad, if you're looking at your starting 11 and you're really happy with it, or decently happy with it, roll. Gwiz, absolute pleasure, my friend. Thank you for joining. I know you've got other places to be at 9 a.m. That's totally fine. I hope you have a good weekend and good luck in FPL. I don't know how it feels, Cortex. I'll let you know when I do. I would personally play Rodgers, mate. I think I would personally play Rodgers. Yeah, I don't mind that, Dreaming FPL. I don't mind that, especially if you're big on Phil Foden. I don't mind that. I think if you want to buy Phil Foden, this is the week to do it now. I was saying in previous game weeks to hold on, don't do it. This is the week to get him if you want him, I think. Sorry, just giving my rotator cuff a little bit of relief. I feel like I've said some really weird stuff on this stream today. You can, I can be clipped up to the max. Can you get Madison if you dropped Eze? No, I've got nothing in the bank, Cortex. Sorry, you've asked me that question already. Diaz to Johnson, Madison, or I'd go Son. Get the talisman in, mate. Should I sell Semenyo to Johnson? Yeah, I don't mind that. Unless you can bench Semenyo and start someone else, I think that move is a good move. Travel goer, yes. I think there are just so many options at that price point that I would just pick your favourite, basically. I'm not too bullish on who I would go for, but I would want Haaland this week if I could get to him. I just think he's the outstanding captain for the next couple of weeks. Unless he gets injured. I mean, against Wolves, team conceded the most goals in the league, and then he's got Southampton afterwards. I just think you're going to want him. Yeah, agree, SJ. That's the only thing with Brennan Johnson is that he got a knock playing for Wales as well. So there is just a little bit of doubt about him now, and it's whether you want to deal with that. And that's the reason why I'm keeping hold of Eze, because I don't think that I will have that problem with him. John, next week, I will have 5 free transfers if I don't bottle it like other people are trying to convince me to do. Which hasn't worked so far. But they got Richarlison back as well, Cortex, is the thing. Sorry, yeah, I'm conscious you guys can't see my transfer count. I promise I'm telling the truth. There you go. 4 free transfers. Actually, we could be on this screen for a little bit, couldn't we? Get rid of that, though. No. There you go. Let's look at that for a little bit. Ryan, good morning, mate. Hope you have a good day too. What a very kind thing to do. Thank you. I'm going to have a great day, thank you. And I hope you do too, my friend. Exactly, Cortex. Exactly, mate. Notion vids, if you have a coin around you, I would say heads is Greaves, tails is Conser, and then flip it. Because that's really hard for me. I can't tell you. I have no idea. Completely honest, no idea. Stuart will do... Actually, I'll do team reviews in a second. I would say, though, if you're happy with your 11, don't make any luxury transfers and just roll. Yes, Ryan. You've done a super chat. It would be my pleasure. We'll just do Ryan's team, and then I'll put something in the chat for 5 others. But we always say super chat to get your team reviewed. So I'm very happy, Ryan. 4469807. It is 9 a.m. Dreaming FPL, but we're prioritising Ryan first. And then I'll send the message and we'll do 5 after that, because there's no other democratic and fair way to do it other than people typing in the chat quickly after I send a message. That's the only fair way that I can think to do it. Ryan. Oh, mate, I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking it's really good. 1.2 million in the bank, though. What can you do with that? Let's see what FPL review says. I would probably do something with Vardy if it was me. But let's see. Let's see what it says. Oh, God, it's saying to bring in Eze. Oh my god. Sorry, I had to laugh. My gut instinct, Ryan, when I looked at your team, would be probably to roll. The only player I think worth getting rid of is Vardy. But then he's got Southampton. So would you really want to get rid of him ahead of that? Probably not. Oh, you don't have Ireland, do you? You don't have Ireland. Yeah, of course. How did I not notice that you didn't have Haaland? I'd probably do what FPL Review says, you know. I'd do that. Salah, Watkins, Eze, Haaland. Good grief. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. My blind faith in Eze. AI agrees. It's time for him to haul. To get rid of Salah or Rodgers. But if you need to get Haaland in, I think you have to get rid of Salah, don't you? Unless there's a way you could do it that involves getting rid of Saka, keeping Salah. Why am I'm looking at a different team now, aren't I? Does that help you, Ryan? If you've got any more questions, do shout. Should I drop the message, Gold? Is it time? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. McNeil for Salah, Haaland for Watkins is good, yeah. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Go on then. Hit me with your IDs. We'll take the 5. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pez Lover is the last one. Alex, you're getting done anyway. It doesn't matter. You'll remember. Just stick your ID in any time, my friend. That was insane. Stick your ID in any time next time, Alex. I'll have a look at yours first as a member. That's the least you deserve, mate. We'll go on draft time for you. John, that's not good, mate. It's not the most nutritious breakfast. Not the most nutritious breakfast. I would recommend some fruit, some a little bit of carbs, and something protein based. That's a good breakfast in my opinion. Is that you, Lalix? Just confirm. I just want to be sure. Because it doesn't correspond to your YouTube name. Cool, no worries. Not a question asked. Did you put milk on him? Yeah, too right. Yeah, for some reason, Draft Hound doesn't like Solanke, but I do. Honestly, you don't need to do anything here. You don't need to do anything with this team. I think it's decent. You got the best captain. Nah, you don't need to do anything, mate. I think this team is fine. The only difficult decision you've got is starting Greaves or Mikalenko. And I would probably favour the home team, which I think, much fact, I don't have to do much. Yeah, the home team is Ipswich. I would probably favour Ipswich. So I'd start Greaves as the home team. So I would literally, this would be a great team. I wouldn't do anything, mate. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I know you've got 3 moves, but I just don't think there's anything you desperately need to do. And if Saka doesn't play, you've got Semenyo on the bench, who is a perfectly respectable bench option, in my opinion. So, yeah. Hopefully that helps you guys. Right. Notion vids. God, can I believe I'm saying this? Can I believe I'm telling someone to bench Luis Diaz? Honestly, I think this team is also fine. I would... Let me know what you think about Luis Diaz starting. But I would personally bench him, I think. Or you could just go with him. But, I mean, great team. You don't have any transfers to make, in my opinion. You've just got a benching headache here. And I really don't know how I deal with it. But great team, mate. You don't need to make a transfer, that's for sure. It's the same... Oh, I looked at Dreaming FPL's team rather than Notion Vids here, I think. Unless they've got identical teams. Wait. Okay, very similar teams. I was like, what? I'm looking at the same team. I think I might have already looked at his team as well. There's so many teams going on. I don't know what's going on here. Right, Rehan Bashir. 1145. God, this guy is... He's quick on the keys, isn't he? Holy moly. Quick on the keys with his ID. Quick on the keys with putting it in the chat. So I would do that. And then you just got a decision to make on whether you start Diaz or Semenyo. But other than that, mate, it's a great team. I've genuinely got nothing to say on it. Great team. Genuinely nothing to say. Great team. SJ 66495. It's not like him Foden. I would play him. I would 100% play Foden. I'd do that. I'd do that. That'd be my team this week if it were me. I'd also consider bringing in Jordan Pickford. Consider it. Wouldn't say I'd do it, but I'd consider it. You bought Chris Wood. Okay, you brought Chris Wood in. Banging. Perfect. I'd probably play Chris Wood over Rodgers if it were me. But great team, mate. Pez Lover is the last one. I'm going to have a little snack, if that's okay, after this, because I've been live for an hour and a half. And I'm waning a little bit. I don't like Bernardo. Sorry. I would consider a defender transfer here. But I guess it's not desperate. You probably don't need to make a transfer. No, you don't. You don't need to make a transfer. This will do. I'd probably play Collins just because I'm not sure if Keane will play. So yeah, I'd probably just go with that. Great team though. Very, very decent. No worries, Cortex. Right, I'm going to have a little snack. I'll leave you with my team. The gift that is my team. Look at that in all its beauty. Look at Eze there, just sitting there ready for a haul. I got a brunch bar, bro. They're not the healthiest, to be fair, but a bit of energy. Just looking now, Ben. I think you should have Semenyo first on your bench, because he's definitely going to play. The other two players you have are not. And then your 11 is fine. Yeah. The only change I'd make is put Semenyo first on your bench. That's what I do there, mate. Ben Meakin, I probably would. I'd have sold him last week and the week before, because I just think he's a minutes risk, and you don't want minutes risks in your team, in my opinion. I say that as a Rico Lewis owner, but Rico Lewis is cheap. You know, you're spending 8 million on a player, you want to know they're going to play, in my opinion. To be completely honest, John, she knows I have a YouTube channel, but we've sort of covered the basics so far. Just a bit of small talk. I'm not convinced her to play. Unfortunately, we didn't really get onto that subject. I haven't seen a whole lot of her, to be honest. I've been really busy this week with training, and then I had to travel. I did a bit of work travel over the last couple of days, so that's why you didn't see a video from me Thursday, Friday. And also, I just didn't feel like I had anything to make a video about. Leaning towards Dibbling. Oh, mate, that's such a coin flip. That's such a coin flip. Honestly, it depends how much you have in the bank, but I'd say Mbeumo, Eze, and Brennan Johnson. GEW, you've got to do it in a browser. And when you look at your points, it comes up in the URL. Quanza's now 4. God. How have they worked that out, by the way, that Quanza has dropped? Because he wasn't that popular, was he, at the start of the game? And he has dropped by 0.5 million. How is that possible? How is that possible? Funny enough, the train that I was on back home yesterday went past St Mary's, so I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Someone's done an Andy Martin and Saka height comparison. I don't know if you can see that. Let's flash that up. Twitter feeds, all about politics. We don't need politics on this FPL channel. That's why I don't want to share it, just in case I get in trouble. Have a look at a drift car for a second. Someone's done God's work here and tried to work out if there you go. That's the photo. That is the photo. That's the pic. Anyone, if you know, you know. It's hilarious, isn't it? Good morning, Paul. Good to see you, my friend. I think Jota will play, yeah. Happy Saturday to you too, my friend. I hope you've had a good week. That's FPL Tactician, the famous Andy Martin. He does look a bit like Frankie Boyle, doesn't he? He was amazing. What I'll do, I'll tell people the story that have not heard it already. So, an absolute legend, by the way. He should be commended for his efforts. FPL Tommy Gun. I'm guessing he's local to the Bournemouth area. He was stood outside the Marriott Hotel in Bournemouth, where the Arsenal team are staying. And he stayed there for 3 hours, waited for them to arrive, and took a video of the players that were walking in to see if Saka was there. There is, at 43 seconds into this video, there is a mysterious player that appears in a hoodie that I'm following with my cursor that could either be Saka or Timber. No one knows. And then, the legend that is Andy Martin, who is a Bournemouth resident himself, at midnight last night, got up, drove to the Marriott Hotel in Bournemouth that was cordoned off with impenetrable plastic barricades and cones. Impenetrable. It's well known that traffic cones are basically a force field that cannot be passed through. But he bypassed security and got a picture next to the sign to work out if the player in the video, the height of the player in the video in comparison with the sign. And it doesn't help us at all because Saka and Timber are the same height. So, yeah. But that was quite hilarious that FPL Twitter did that.
Sound. I actually can't believe I just did that. Crazy. I'll never forget the security guard going, "Can I help you?" And then me explaining why I'm there. It's just bonkers. For the love of the game, though, guys. Yeah.
For the love of the game, guys. For the love of the game. Indeed, for the love of the game. Well done, Andy. Respect. Respect. So yeah, that's what's happened on Twitter yesterday. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Let's get this in the middle again. I'm OCD about my FPL team on screen. Oh, my OCD. There you go. That's pretty much in the middle, isn't it? Sell Diaz or Johnson for Johnson or McNeil. AM07, I think I personally prefer Brennan Johnson. I think he's a better player than Dwight McNeil. Sorry, Mohammed, you're going to have to wait, mate. I've done nearly 20 team reviews now at this point. We'll do some in a minute longer, in a bit. Johnson or Eze? If you have Eze, keep him. But I do think, game for game right now, Johnson is better. But the reason I've got Eze is because I don't think it's worth a transfer. Ooh, that sounds quite good. That's as good as a hit as I've seen so far this week, mate. I'm not going to lie. That's a very decent, respectable hit. Yeah, I like Leif Davis. Good option. Eze over Smith Rowe, definitely. I think it all depends on how he performs this season, Galactic Cantina. I think it all depends on how he performs this season. I am not selling Eze. I've had much stick and abuse for not doing it. Plenty of people have been ripping into me in the world of social media. But I don't care. I'm keeping him. Because he's going to play. He's going to play 90 minutes. and he's going to take free kicks. He could take penalties. And the player I could replace him with is Brennan Johnson, who picked up a knock playing for Wales. Richarlison and Son are back fit. He doesn't play 90 minutes, doesn't take free kicks, doesn't take penalties. I just don't think it's worth using a transfer to do that. And if I don't, I'll have 5 free transfers next week. And, 5 free transfers, it's a good feeling. Good feeling. And his coming fixtures are good. I'm going to keep him. I think someone already has 5 free transfers, to be honest, John. Someone must already have 5. And I have already played my wild card too. But that's why I have 5, because I use my wild card. But yeah, the thought of having 5 frees, I mean, when I play a wild card, I think I probably barely even use 5 transfers. So I basically got a wild card coming up. And there are no players in this team I think I'm absolutely desperate to sell, to be completely honest. Oh, well, it's quite simple, Zubby. The Wales manager midweek suggested he had a knock, and then he didn't play the second international game for Wales. So there's all the news you need. I think he'll play, though, to be honest, but there is that. There is the knock. I'd probably play Robinson. Oh, no, who's at home? Luca Dean could be good, but he's the biggest troll in FPL history. Luca Dean, you picked him for a reason. Yellow card? Oh, fair enough. Saka and McNeil or Madison plus Wood? Can you not have Saka and Wood? I'm confused. I'd have Saka and Madison if it was who to start. I'd start Saka and Madison, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's what I'd do. My best ever final season rank, mate. I, to be honest, have only taken, it's the old standard comment, I've only taken FPL properly seriously since I started the channel a couple of years ago. And last season I was 76k overall. So that's my best rank. Tom, fair enough, Harmony. Or do you think to a change to FPL sessions next season where you can sell free... No. I think FPL works quite well as it does right now. I think the 2 things they need to change is openness and I guess it would be like a stock market, wouldn't it, of FPL player values. FPL need to be transparent about the price changes, I think. And they also need to change the bonus point system because I don't like it. It's not clear enough. It's not simple and easy enough to understand. I would always favour the midfielder Joubert. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'd always start McNeil, mate. I'd always favour the midfielder over defenders. My order would be McNeil, Davis, Aina. There's 3. Saka 2 and Bumo? No, I'd ride the wave this week, mate. Concert or Stones? Concert. Don't know if Stones is going to play. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the question. Saka and McNeil for Madison and Wood. You can't do that. You can't change McNeil for Wood. So different positions. You can't do that. I'm confused by the question. Oh, Luca Dean or Aina? Probably say Aina. So I got a bit of brunch bar stuck in my throat. Sorry, guys. John just loves a wood and timber joke, doesn't he? Just absolutely loves a wood and timber joke, this guy. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I need to go to the loo and refresh my coffee, if that's all right. So I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break to do that. And in the meantime, I will leave my team on screen. Is that all right? I am been live for 2 hours. I was up quite early this morning, started streaming at 7:30 a.m. I need a coffee and I need the loo. So I'm going to be back. I'm back. Sorry for everyone that left then. I needed that coffee. Oh, we are back. Tom's flat, but she's not even in, mate. Not even in at the moment. No, I did two things. I didn't go for a number 2. but I did two things. I went to the loo and got a coffee. And obviously coffee takes some time to make. So I did that. I think Saka's fit too, mate. So good to know. Mike, should be a shop. Should be a goal-to-goal shop underneath. If you love the mug, check it out. I think Saka's fit too, to be honest. 396 points. All that matters, mate, is your total at the end of the season. Being completely honest with you. All that matters is your total at the end of the season. It's all that matters. Morning. Which two would you start? I would start Mikolenko and Greaves. It doesn't sound right, but I don't think Aït-Nouri is going to do anything, and I don't think Cole is going to do anything today. Trent plus Diaz to Foden in Porro or Son in Porro. I'd say Son in Porro. I'd start Calvert-Lewin, mate. I'd start one who takes penalties. Should I do Robertson to Gabriel? Or should I do Semenyo to Johnson? I like Semenyo to Johnson if you can afford it. We did have a City leaker. I didn't realise they got the info wrong. The info they did give us at the time was right, though. It was Rico Lewis starting, wasn't it? And they got it right. I'd start Mikolenko. Mazwari's just had heart surgery. John, fair enough. CJT, mate. I wish I knew the answer to that question. No one does. I think Ola Aina is a good pick because he's in my team. And I just don't think he's as good as Lewis, Gabriel, Trent. But I'd start him if I needed to. I'd have no qualms with starting him. Yeah, we might get a Spurs leak. I'll keep an eye on things for you. What I'll put Twitter on the screen and we'll have a quick look to see if we get any news. No, I'm not seeing anything at the moment. No, I'm not seeing anything. Go back to the chat. Son will start. Son's ready to go. Don't worry about money, Harry. Don't let money affect your decisions with that. Fair enough, Joubert. Oh, someone bringing in Eze. It's music to my ears, mate. Music to my ears. I don't think the previous abusers have kind of left the chat now around Eze. But I got some real stick about keeping hold of Eze. And cheers to Eze, man. I think Foden starts. Also, Eze to Mbumo is a good move, by the way. Thinking about transferring Bowen to Foden. Don't mind it, mate. Don't mind it. Hope so late. I hope Johnson doesn't play, actually. That'd be great. That would be great. Yeah, he's missed a lot of good chances, hasn't he? Nice one, Paul. I do like Ola Aina. I do also think Johnson will play, but, you know, I don't have him, so I hope he doesn't. No offence. It's just, you know, got to support my team, haven't I? Let's be honest. Support the boys. FPL Gameweek 8 live deadline stream. Good to see you, Jason. It's great to have FPL back, isn't it? Yeah, should we do some teams? I'll do some team reviews. 5 more. I'll put it in the chat so it's democratic and fair. So we got Lee, we got Jason, we got CJT, and we got Jake. One more then. Room for one more. Get in there, Dakshin. You asked me for it. Come on, man. We have people begging for these team reviews. Oh, that is your team, is it? Your Gunners, yeah. Okay. Mohammed made the mistake of leaving the stream. Right. My good friend Dakshin. Let's have a look. I'm going to search for your name. Oh, no, it's not there. There's so many people with this team name, bro. There you are. I would do this. I'll bench Van de Ven because I just don't think Tottenham are all that good defensively. So yeah, I'd bench Van. Stop working. I'd start with this team. No, Ahmad, it won't. By the way, I'm going to stop just so we're democratic. I said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Jake is the last one. Democratic and fair. Democratic and fair. Yeah, don't worry about the 3 transfers, mate. Just roll. Just roll. Just roll. Don't feel pressure to use transfers. You'll be fine. That's my advice. You disagree, but that's my advice. Lee Fisher, oh man. I would consider doing something with Luis Diaz here. I consider getting Eze or Johnson in for Diaz. That's what I would do. That's what I consider. Eze or Johnson in for Diaz. Jason Lang. Interesting. Is that you, Jason Lang? It's a different name to what you have on YouTube. So I just want to be sure. Oh, that is you. Interesting. I won't ask questions as to why you have different names. I just wanted to check it was you. You also have a great team. Like, honestly, mate, nothing I would do here. Nothing. Don't do anything. Maybe consider Sanchez to Pickford. But other than that, mate, wouldn't do nothing. Wouldn't do nothing. CJT, patiently waiting. You've been in this stream for a long time, so you deserve this. 736 3774. Christopher Tate. What I've probably asked this question already. Which F1 car is on your profile picture? It's very hard to tell from this scale. 3 free transfers, eh? 3 free transfers. It does feel like you're missing Mbumo, but I wouldn't be able to work out how you get him in, to be completely honest with you. I like this team, and I probably wouldn't do anything with it. As mad as that sounds, I don't think I would do anything with it. I would just roll this week. There's nothing like obvious easy that I would do to check. It's the Ferrari. Nice one. There's nothing obvious or easy I would do. And last up is Jake. Drop it like slot. Huge. Are you Jake? Are you the good lad that goes on FPL Tom's live streams as well? It's a pleasure to have you in if that is you. Ooh, yes. It's not too bad though. God, what would I do here? What would I do here? I'm gonna use FPL review. I'm gonna use FPL review, mate. If in doubt, use FPL review. There's only 15 minutes left to go before it closes. I love FPL review too. I see what it says. Oh. For some reason, my screen share has decided to freeze. Bear with, just fix that. There we go. Unlucky, Mohammed. The way it goes sometimes, I'm afraid. My deepest sympathies. My deepest sympathies to you, my friend. Just the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately. What I was laughing at earlier, by the way, when I was on my phone, I don't know if anyone's heard of the popular YouTuber Will Any, but he was tweeting about the FPL Twitter shenanigans that have just gone on. So, your transfer suggestions, Trent to Guardiola. Not sure about that. João Pedro to Calvert-Lewin I quite like. Yeah, I'd probably do that. João Pedro to Calvert-Lewin, mate. I think that's a good transfer. Does that help you, Jake? Yeah, no worries, Dakshin. We're just sorting out someone's team a sec. My pleasure, Jake. My pleasure. I would flip a coin between Diaz and Tielemans. Captaincy choices this week is your... Here they are. Here's your top projected scorers for this week in terms of goals. Son will start, yeah. Looks like it. Looks like Son will start. Sorry, my YouTube has just decided to crash. Hopefully I'm still live. There we go. I will do another review. Don't worry, Mohammed. There'll be another time. Not sure when yet, but there'll be another one. To be honest, there's not a whole... I feel like there's not a whole lot left for me to talk about. I've been live for 2 hours, nearly 2.5 hours. And I feel like I'm running. Yeah, Martin gets it. He's like, "You still live, bro?" Yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll stay live for a little bit longer, but I am kind of struggling for things to talk about. And I don't want to stay on here and just be boring. Oh, Martin is saying I'm still live because my YouTube kind of crashed. That's good to know. That's good to know. All good. Maybe start a bit late. I'm quite happy to start early, bro. The early starts kind of work. The early starts work. I got to get in the gym at some point this morning as well. I've got taper lifting to do now, which means I don't have to lift super heavy. I can lift explosively, which is really exciting. No major headlines, Aaron. The real headline is Saka, and all you need to do is check out FPL Twitter to see what's happened to Saka. But in short, no one knows if he's going to play. I think he probably will, but no one can be sure. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera while I'm saying that, but I'm going to continue to hold eye contact with the camera. Oh, and also my car, much like me with my shoulder, my car is not very well at the moment either. I can't work out what's wrong with it, but it's making a funny noise at me when I drive it really slowly. It's like click, click, click every time I drive it really slowly. I think one of the CV joints that links the axle to the wheel bearing is a bit knackered. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it booked in into a garage until next Thursday. So I have to wait a week. So basically, I do not want to drive my car outside of the city I live in because I'm scared that I'm going to break down in the countryside and be stranded. So, yeah. Good luck, Matty. Don't know why I shared that. Just thought it was useful info. Martinelli out for Son, I think, is a good move. I don't mind that at all. Oh, FPL Challenge. We ain't done that yet. And I need to do my fan team as well. That's a good idea. That'll keep us going. Let's have a go on... No, I'm from Bristol, my friend. It's better than London. Lee, I think it sounds good. I probably wouldn't do Saka to Palmer, though. Because I personally think Saka plays this week. And he's a better option this week if he does play than Palmer. Yeah, I know. I had so I got the car up on a jack pull and I felt around because it's like a rubber boot, isn't it? I felt around it and I couldn't see that it had like ruptured, if that makes sense. Because obviously something can hit it, cut it open, and then all the grease leaks out, and that's why I'm hearing the noise. But I managed to get it up on a jack. I don't have a very good jack, so I couldn't get it up that high. But I managed to get underneath the car, felt around it, and it didn't feel too bad. So, I don't know. By the way, if my voice has gone out of sync with my video, let me know, because my laptop just had a funny moment then. But the car's done like 95,000 miles now, so it feels like that kind of time where those sort of rubber components can break, basically. Really? Palmer to Saka? Oh, right, Palmer to Saka. Yeah, I agree. I think Saka this week is better than Palmer if he plays. Interceptions and tackles are worth 1 point. 3 recoveries are worth 1 point. Well, in goal, I'm going to go for Jordan Pickford. In defence, who's going to make us some good tackles? Well, we need to... Actually, if we go on, we're gonna do this properly. Who has made the most tackles in the Premier League so far? We're going to pick this. Yeah. So you get the normal points, and then the what do you call it? Yeah. We'll do Crashita, Mr. Paul. Crashita, I called you Crashita. Your name's Paul. I've probably done about 300 miles with it making the noise, and it's not gotten any worse. But yeah, obviously I know the impact, and it's a rear-wheel drive car, so it's not, because it's on the rear, it's not like pronounced if I steer, if that makes sense, because you can't. It's not got rear-wheel steering. But my car does have it's got a limited slip differential, so I'm hoping it's not the diff, because that's going to be quite expensive. But I don't think it is. I think it's just the CV joint. But yeah, I can do the basics, but I don't want to be doing that, if that makes sense. I'm not competent enough to do that. No, I'm going to have to go on the Premier League website, aren't I? And see if I can find tackle. But it's going in Thursday, so I'm doing the best I can, and I'm avoiding going on long journeys with it. So, being sensible. Diff life, man. Real drive life. I had my diff entirely, so I took my car into Toyota because it had an issue last couple years ago. They thought it was the diff, so they rebuilt the entire diff under warranty, which is probably like a $3,000 job, and it was just a wheel bearing. So I got a new diff, basically. But, yeah. Tackles. Indeedy. I drive a Toyota GT86, my friend. Oh, Mitchell v Forest. I'm going to get him in. 23 tackles so far this season. Yeah, I'm going to go for Mitchell. So Mitchell's in. Get unlimited budget. Yeah, it's a little bit overrated if you still get points for goals, right? Because, I mean, I'm still going to pick Haaland. And I'm still going to pick Salah. And I'm still going to pick... Very funny, John. Very funny. I go Solanke. Screw it. So, yeah, that's my challenge team. Screw it. We'll go for that. So Mitchell was my only player that's actually been impacted by... Because it's only 1 point, right? Like, I would say 5 tackles is a really high total for someone to get, which is a goal. Do you know what I mean? So I just pick players who I think are going to score goals, basically. And I don't think there are players that are going to score goals. And get tackles. None of these guys are goal scorers, are they? Not really. Luca Dean could be good, actually. Or go on then. Let's go for Luca Dean. He's up there for tackles. Let's go for Luca Dean. Bit more attacking than Mitchell. Let's go for Luca Dean. The biggest troll in FPL history. Why not? Then Martin plays. Let's get Luca Dean. Take the train. Yeah, I did, man. I took the train. I had to go to Portsmouth this week. I would have traditionally drove, but I took the train. And my nationals next weekend, my car's not going to be fixed by then, so I've managed to scab a lift from a very kind fellow named John. So the latest news on Saka, FPL Tommy Gunn, the guy who filmed the players walking into the hotel, has messaged Andy Martin, who lives in Bournemouth, saying that Arsenal did their walk on the beach in Bournemouth at 10:30 a.m. So Andy Martin is going to go and find the Arsenal team at 10:30 a.m. I'm doing Semenyo to Dibbling. We need a poll. Well, I don't think there's much to poll about. I understand the need for a poll. But what is there to poll about? Oh, actually, there is a poll. There's a poll. There's a poll. There's a poll. I'll put 3 options in. There's the poll. Yeah, I think Saka plays. I think Saka. Sorry, guys. I was just checking Twitter. I got something to share with you guys. Something good to share with you guys. I'm hoping we get Andy Martin live from Bournemouth Beach. That's what we need. I'm just going to load up Twitter so I can show you what has gone on, what has transpired over the last few minutes, because it's been fun. I do that? I get across? There we go. So, FPL Tommy Gunn is the guy that found the Arsenal team at their hotel last night. And Andy Martin is hopefully going to go and find the Arsenal team on Bournemouth Beach this morning. So yeah, that should be fun. I've asked him if he wouldn't mind kindly going live to report from Bournemouth Beach to stalk the Arsenal team and see if Saka's playing. Not that I would ever suggest someone do stalking, because that's a bit weird. My laptop is bugging out a little bit. Sorry, that was disgusting. I got a little bit of a cold. I've just seen myself wiping my nose on stream, which is not nice. I'm going to use a tissue. Where were my manners? What a tit. I was on mute the whole time. I was just saying, I know Harmony, I'm sitting on my hands. Don't worry, I'm not doing it. Time gone. I was muted. I was blowing my nose and then I forgot to unmute. Sorry, guys. I don't know how long I was muted then. Yes, I know. I was on mute. All right. I just figured you guys wouldn't want to hear me blowing my nose. So I went on mute and then I forgot to unmute myself. It was better. Fair enough, John. Feel free to unsubscribe and dislike. I think I'm going to stay on till about 10:30 if that's all right, and then probably sign off because I'm done in. It's really, forgive me, it's probably quite hard to relate because, yeah, looking at a chat for 3 hours is hardcore stuff, let me tell you. Hardcore stuff. But I really appreciate everyone tuning in and watching. I've really enjoyed the stream. So it's just such a pleasure talking to you guys about FPL. Ugarte is fit for Man United, apparently, for what that's worth. Oh, what was that, Alex Andrew? What were you saying? Same here too. I'm not sure. Oh, my shoulder. I've got a very clicky shoulder today. My rotator cuff is not doing too well. It's a pleasure. Oh yeah, it's a pleasure. Right back at you, mate. Antonio, pleasure. I'll probably stay on for another 20 minutes, half an hour. So probably go off at 10:30. Because ultimately, I don't think there's much deadline news of real importance. I guess Brennan Johnson, what on earth Brennan Johnson's playing. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on if we get any leaks. Sorry, I've just got to send someone a screenshot of this poll that's been giving me stick for keeping hold of Eze. Bear with. Bear with, fellows. There you go. For my snack, I had a brunch bar. I don't know if you have brunch bars in Algeria, but it's made by Cadbury's. My laptop is not performing at peak strength at the moment. Not quite sure why. Yeah, not totally sure why. There we go, back to 30 FPS. Well, John, you've asked the chat where everyone is from. The chat can respond to you. They are delicious, mate. They've got oats, bit of chocolate. They're not the healthiest, but for a little hour energy boost, they're cracking. They're cracking, mate. I think Eriksen will start. Unfortunately, I think he'll start. South London. He's from South London. Whereabouts in South London are you from? Do you talk like that as well? That'd be funny. I can't say much because I come from the southwest, so we have our own. We sound like Yanners. I think that's what they call them. Oh, Glenn's bought Christian Eriksen. Ugate's fit. I just read on Twitter he's been confirmed fit. Just saying. Oh, my laptop is being annoying. What are you doing? Sorry, guys. Something is not working. Something is not working quite right with my laptop at the moment. Dropping frames again. What's going on? Sorry, I'm just trying to fix the stream. Yeah, so we're streaming in 720p, so we're not killing it. What? That's so weird. Don't know what's going on here. Yeah, seems I've fixed the issue anyway. There's no way that's true. How big is Algeria? There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. Harmony's in Hook. Is that near Odium? Or is that a different Hook? Because yeah, in my job I've been to Odium a few times. That's insane. There's no way. There's no way. It's in Kent. Oh, Dan's from Kent. Big up to Dan. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, you're right. Algeria's huge. I guess it's mostly Sahara Desert though, so it's not necessarily that densely populated in the Sahara, I would assume. But yeah, I'm looking at the map right now, and that is very logical. I'll stay live for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to sign off and have a sit down and get ready for the gym, if that's okay, guys. Oh, fair enough. There must be 2 hooks then. There's a hook in Surrey as well. There's no more. Sorry, I was just checking Twitter, see if there was any news. I'll go back on. Lots of places called Hook, then, it would appear. Oh, the question is, that's, I think, by the way, just on the Saka, I think that's Timber. I don't think that's Saka. I think that's Timber. I think that's Timber. Just for the record. See if we've got any leaks. Leaky leaks. No leaky leaks. By the way, Paul Pogba, banned for taking performance-enhancing drugs, should never play football again, in my opinion, because when you take performance-enhancing drugs once, you get the benefits from them in the training that you do for the rest of your sporting career. So for me, he should never play football again, because he's cheated, quite simply. It's just my opinion as a sports person myself. I don't get drug tested, but yeah, I have quite strong opinions about that. It's cheating. Shouldn't do it. Drug testing in football is whack anyway. It doesn't really do anything. Rodri. What? Yeah, I think Rodri is maybe a culprit of doing that as well. But I'm not 100% sure. Can't be 100% sure. Good morning, Juntao, my friend. I'm going to be live for another 15, and then I think I'm gonna sign off because I've been live for nearly 3 hours now. I've had a wonderful morning. Some would say he never played football in the first place. I don't think he is Cortex. I think some people do look like that. I just think he's a beast. Done already, Juntao. I'm gonna just have the last 50 minutes chatting with the chat, and then I'm gonna sign off. But if you've got any questions relating to your team, put them in the chat. I'm very happy to look at them. Didn't take enough of it. Yeah, no comment. Will Saka start? So no one knows. In short, no one knows. But I think he does. If you want my opinion, I think he does. Sorry, I'm doing weird stuff with my injured shoulder. Sorry, Cortex, but my gym session will not be all that heavy. It'll just be light, just moving stuff around to keep my body moving because I'm on a competition taper now, and I'll do a bit of shoulder rehab. So it's not going to be the not going to be the coolest gym session, but I appreciate it. I will have a good one for you, mate. I'll be grateful to be there. I understand. Interesting facts. What do I have to say? Yesterday, I finished. I was on I can't say too much about exactly what I did, but basically, I do full body every gym session, mate. So I'll do, apart from legs, I don't think I'll do legs at all. I'll do some deadlifts and some explosive squats, but I won't do a heavy leg. What was I going to say? Yeah, interesting fact about me is I left the job yesterday that I'd been seconded in for a year, so it was always going to be like a year long, and I host a meeting every day where our team gets together and goes through our tasks and stuff, because I was sort of they call it a scrum master, if anyone knows what that means. And to end the meeting, I did a mic drop with my headset. So that's my fun fact. So yeah, the last thing everyone saw of me was me doing a mic drop. So yeah, there you go. I thought that was a stylish way to end things. Yes, Amos, I'm going to sign off in about 10 minutes' time, if that's all right. Because I've been live for 3 hours, which I feel like is a long time. I'm not a contractor, no. I'm full-time employed. I was just on a secondment. Workout routine. I've got a program that's built for swimming, basically. So each session in my program either involves squats or deadlifts. So I do like 2 proper heavy gym sessions a week. So I usually warm up with like an explosive movement. So I do something called Anderson squats, which is where you have like the safety bars on the squat rack, and then you have them set at like the lowest position of the squat. So you start with the squat bar on the safety racks and then push the squat bar up as hard as you can with your legs to like an explosive movement. And then bring it down and explode up. And that's like meant to replicate pushing off the wall. And it's really helped with my leg strength. So I warm up with those on one of the days. I do a heavy deadlift, a bench press, pull-ups, sometimes weighted pull-ups. I'm up to 25 kg for 5 on weighted pull-ups, which I'm quite happy with. And then I'll do something else explosively. I have some shoulders, but my shoulder's injured at the moment, so I haven't touched shoulders for a little while. And then on the other day, I do explosive deadlifts. So I have a deadlift with 60 to 70% of my 1 rep max. And I really focus on pulling up the bar as hard as I can. I do some sets of that. Heavy squats and then similar sort of stuff. Chest, back, shoulders of different nature. And that's my workout routine. And if I can get to the gym for a 3rd time, to be honest, I'm not a pro swimmer. So I do a bit of a vanity workout. I'll do triceps, biceps, that kind of thing with my 3rd one. Can't beat a compound movement. And I only deadlift with a trap bar as well. I don't use a barbell because I don't want to do my back in. No, John. But you're on the right lines. Cunha does look a good pick. No team leak for Spurs as of yet. I don't believe. I'm looking. I haven't seen anything. Yeah. Squatting's fine. I find squatting fine, but deadlifts is where I'm. It's a bit too risky for me with a barbell, so I just use a trap bar. But no, I haven't seen any leaks for Spurs yet. I'm looking, but I haven't seen anything. Cheers, John. Big ups, mate. It's been a pleasure. I'm probably going to sign off in a couple of minutes. Unless anyone's got any more questions for me, feel free to carry on. Oh man, my gym also has a pendulum squat machine, and that has been just absolute death. If you've ever used a pendulum squat, Cortex, give that a go. It allows you to go extra deep, and it really properly wrecks your quads. It's good stuff. Sorry, Chuntao. I wouldn't do anything, mate. I would roll. As boring as that answer is, I would do nothing. You've got a great team, and I wouldn't muck about with it. I really like that, Jera. No Havertz news, Wolfie. Not seen anything, I'm afraid. Yeah, if you ever get a pendulum squat, Cortex, they're incredible. They are incredible. Got any leaked news? No. Nothing yet. Will, I would probably start Mavadidi, mate. I would always start a midfielder or forward over a defender, to be honest. I just would. I do think Forest defenders will be good, but I also think Mavadidi will be good. Driss, that's painful. It depends. How comfortable do you feel with your current captain? If you're uncomfortable, I'd make the move, but if you're happy, I wouldn't do it. That'd be my thoughts on that. I think Solanke in for Watkins would be a good transfer if you plan to do something with the money as well. Yeah. Poll results. We've only had 59 votes. Oh, why can't I? Come on. Here are the results. 58% say I should sell Eze. No is 27. And 15% think I'm an idiot. And screw you all because he's staying in my team. Cheers, Cortex. I hope you feel better soon, my friend. I hope to catch you on a later live stream and you're feeling 100% healthy again. Because you deserve it, mate. YouTube seems janky as hell. I don't know if it's... Sorry if it's janky. Is that an offensive term? I hope not. I hope I don't get taken down for that. I don't think it is. RIP my channel. Oh, Jason, me too. I think I'm making the right decision. I don't regret keeping him. Right now, I think I'm making the right decision. And ultimately, the outcome is out of my hands anyway. Alexandru, my pleasure, my friend. I think I'm going to shoot off soon as well. Thank you for joining, mate. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for the luck with Eze. Cheers, man. I haven't seen any team news yet. Bones123, I'm afraid. I'd bench Cunha because he's got Man City. Oh. Right, folks. I think we might end it there if that's all right. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you want another live stream to keep yourself entertained, my good friend FPL Tom is currently live. So if you want to check him out, let him know I sent you. He's also got the same sort of ambitions as me, 10k subs. So if you can help him on his journey to get there, then please do. I don't really have anything else to talk about, to be honest. I've been live for 3 hours, and I'll be making a video tonight and going live again tomorrow morning. So there's plenty of other FPL content coming from me. So I'm going to sign off now, go and have a sit down, and then go to the gym. So, yeah, I hope you have a good game week. I'm sticking with Eze. Best of luck, everyone. I will catch you either tonight for my video or tomorrow morning.